Hello friends, today let's explore the fascinating topic of how geography shapes religion and culture. As Indians we've grown up surrounded by so many traditions, right? Like the Ganges river in our backyard, influencing everything from our festivals to our daily lives. But it's not just us. Across the world, the land, rivers, mountains, and even deserts have played a big role in how religions started, spread, and mixed with local cultures. Bhai, imagine if the Himalayas weren't there, maybe our stories would be different. For better flow, I've rearranged the religions in alphabetical order: Buddhism, Christianity, Confucianism, Hinduism, indigenous religions, Islam, Jainism, Judaism, Shintoism, Sikhism, and Taoism. We'll chat about them in a casual way, like we're sitting in a chai shop discussing life. And remember, all religions are beautiful and deserve respect. No offense to any faith here, we're just learning how nature and places connect to beliefs. Let's dive in, step by step. First off, what do we mean by geography influencing religion and culture? Geography is basically the study of places, the land, weather, rivers, mountains, and how people live there. Religion is a set of beliefs about life, the universe, and how to live right, often with gods, spirits, or teachings. Culture is the way people in a group live, their food, clothes, music, festivals, and customs. Now geography doesn't just sit there, it shapes religions because people create beliefs based on their surroundings. For example, if you live near a big river, your religion might see it as holy and build stories around it. Then, that religion spreads or changes culture, like how people dress or what they eat. Sources say religion and geography are linked in two ways. Geography affects how religions form and spread, and religions change the landscape with temples or rules. Like in deserts, religions might focus on survival and community, while in fertile lands they celebrate nature's bounty. Culture gets molded too. Think how Indian culture has Diwali lights because of our history tied to seasons and geography. Let's start with Buddhism. This started in India around 2500 years ago from Prince Siddhartha Buddha in the Ganges plain near modern Bihar and Nepal. The flat, fertile area allowed for settled life, where people could ponder suffering and enlightenment. Buddha meditated under a Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya. Trees and nature are big in Buddhism because of this geography. It teaches the Four Noble Truths about suffering and how to end it, and the Eightfold Path, right ways to live. Geography helped it spread. Trade routes like the Silk Road carried it to China, Japan, Korea, and Southeast Asia. In mountainous Tibet, it mixed with local beliefs to become Tibetan Buddhism, with monasteries on high peaks for isolation and peace. Culture got shaped. Think Zen gardens in Japan, inspired by calm landscapes, or vegetarian monks in Thailand. In India, it almost faded because of geography's isolation, but globally, it's about inner peace influenced by Asia's varied terrains. Imagine if Buddha was in a desert, maybe the teachings would be different. Next, Christianity grew from Judaism in the Middle East around 2000 years ago, with Jesus in Galilee. The Mediterranean climate and Roman roads helped it spread fast to Europe, Africa, and later Americas through colonization. Teachings about love, forgiveness, and heaven fit varied geographies. In Europe's forests and mountains, cathedrals became landmarks. Culture: Christmas trees from German woods, or Easter eggs from spring symbols. In Latin America, it mixed with indigenous beliefs due to geography's isolation. Bahai seas and roads were like highways for Christianity. Confucianism from China, around 500 BCE, in the Yellow River Valley. Fertile plains needed order, so it teaches harmony, respect for elders and society like a family. Mountains isolated China, keeping it ethnic. Culture: ancestor worship tied to land festivals like Chinese New Year from seasons. Now Hinduism, our own backyard religion. Hinduism is one of the oldest, starting around 4500 years ago in the Indus River Valley, which is now parts of India and Pakistan. The geography here was perfect. Fertile plains from rivers like the Indus and Ganges made farming easy, so people had time to think about life, gods, and reincarnation. That's the belief that your soul is reborn after death. The Ganges river is super holy in Hinduism. It's called Gangama, like a mother, because it gives water for life and cleanses sins. Pilgrims bathe in it during festivals like Kumbh Mela, which happens every few years at river spots. Mountains like the Himalayas influenced stories too. Gods like Shiva are linked to snowy peaks, symbolizing power and meditation. Because India has diverse lands, from deserts in Rajasthan to jungles in the south, Hinduism became flexible, with many gods, polytheism, representing nature's forces. Culture-wise, it shaped Indian life. Vegetarian food in many parts because of ahimsa, non-violence to animals, tied to fertile lands where veggies grow easily. Festivals like Holi celebrate spring harvest, thanks to geography's seasons. Hinduism stayed mostly in India, because mountains and oceans acted as barriers, but it spread a bit to Nepal and Bali through trade. Bhai, without these rivers, Hinduism might not have its water rituals. Indigenous religions, like African animism, belief in spirits and everything, or Native American ones, are shaped directly by local geography, rivers as gods in Amazon, mountains sacred in Andes. They didn't spread much due to isolation. Islam started in the Arabian Peninsula, a hot desert in the 7th century with Prophet Muhammad in Makkah. Desert shaped it, emphasis on community, sharing water, Hajj pilgrimage to Makkah involves wells, and 5 pillars like prayer facing Makkah. Trade caravans spread it to Africa, Asia, Europe. In deserts, mosques have domes for shade. In Indonesia's islands, it mixed with local customs. Culture, Ramadan fasting teaches endurance in harsh climates, halal food from scarce resources. Yar, deserts make religions practical. Jainism is another Indian one, starting around the same time as Buddhism in the Ganges region. It's all about non-violence, ahimsa again, karma, actions affecting future lives, and asceticism, simple living. The fertile plains allowed for farming without harming animals, so Jains are strict vegetarians and even avoid root veggies to not kill plants. Geography kept it mostly in India, especially Gujarat and Rajasthan's trading communities. Culture, Jain temples on hills like Mount Abu show how mountains are sacred for meditation. Judaism. This started in the Middle East, around modern Israel, about 4,000 years ago. The geography is hilly, with deserts and the Jordan River. It's monotheistic, one God, and stories like Moses leading people through the desert shaped ideas of struggle and promised land. The Dead Sea and Mount Sinai are holy spots. Because of invasions and dry lands, Judaism focused on community and laws, Torah. It spread through diaspora, scattering, when people were forced out, to Europe and America. Culture, kosher food rules might come from scarce resources, and festivals like Passover remember desert journeys. Geography's conflicts made it resilient. Yeah, deserts teach endurance, right? Shintoism in Japan from ancient times, tied to islands, volcanoes and seas. Kami spirits in nature, shrine at mountains like Fuji. Culture, cherry blossom festivals celebrate fleeting beauty from geography's earthquakes. Baha'i islands make religions nature-focused. Sikhism from Punjab in the 15th century was influenced by the region's rivers and invasions. Punjab's fertile Doab, land between 2 rivers, made it prosperous, but wars from mountains shaped Guru Nanak's teachings of equality and one God. Sikhs wear turbans and have langar, free community kitchens, as culture, tying to geography's community needs. Taoism, also Chinese, focuses on nature's flow. Tao means way, influenced by rivers and mountains for balance. Now, how do these religions shape cultures via geography? Yar, take food. In Hinduism and Buddhism, vegetarianism from fertile India, in Islam's deserts, dates and lamb. Clothing, saris in hot India, hijabs in Middle East for sun protection. Festivals, Diwali in autumn harvest, Eid after moon sightings in deserts. Architecture, temples on hills, churches in valleys. Art and music, bhajans from riverside gatherings, gospel from American fields. Even conflicts, geography's borders mix religions, leading to cultural blends or tensions. Bhai, it's all connected. Finally, let's talk about women's role. This is important, yaar, because geography through religion has influenced how women are seen and what they do in societies. Remember, we're respecting all views, no judgment, just facts from history. Women's role in religions varies a lot, often shaped by the geography where the faith started. In harsh deserts or isolated mountains, societies needed strong community structures, which sometimes put men in protective roles and women in home-based ones. But in fertile, stable areas, women had more involvement. Let's break it down by major religions, in the same alphabetical order for consistency. In Buddhism, started in fertile Ganges, Buddha allowed women as nuns, bhikkhunis, equal in enlightenment. But in mountainous Tibet or Southeast Asia's jungles, isolation led to male-dominated monasteries. Women manage homes while men meditate, but figures like Tara, compassion goddess, empower them. In modern Japan or Thailand, women lead peace movements influenced by geography's trade-bringing ideas. Culture, women in tea ceremonies or meditation retreats show balance. Christianity, from Mediterranean, Jesus included women like Mary Magdalene. Europe's varied lands spread it, but church hierarchies became male-led in cold forested areas needing hunters. In Africa or Latin America's tropics, women lead charismatic churches. Nuns in convents show devotion, and Protestant branches allow female pastors. Geography's colonization brought changes. In Americas, indigenous women blended roles. Euro seas connected ideas, empowering some. Confucianism. China's rivers fostered hierarchy with women in family roles, foot binding old practice banned from settled farms. But yin-yang, balance, sees women as essential. Urban China now has equal jobs. In Hinduism, geography of India's rivers and plains allowed for diverse views. Ancient texts like Vedas, old holy books, show women as scholars and goddesses, like Durga, powerful warrior. But over time, with invasions and dense populations, patriarchal men-led systems grew, tying women to home and family. Sati, widow burning, now banned, was rare but linked to warrior cultures in dry Rajasthan. Today women lead in temples, like priestesses in some places, and festivals like Navratri celebrate female power. But in rural areas, geography's isolation means less education for girls. Urban India with better access sees women as CEOs and politicians, blending old and new. Yar rivers symbolize nurturing, so mothers are revered. Indigenous. In Africa's savannas, women are priestesses. In Australia's outback, they hold dreamtime stories. Geography's closeness to nature equals roles. Islam. Arabian deserts needed tribes, so Quran gave women rights like inheritance better than pre-Islam. But harsh geography led to protective customs like veils for sun and safety. In urban Makkah or rural Afghanistan's mountains, roles differ. Women in Saudi desert have restrictions, but in Indonesia's islands, they lead businesses and mosques. Figures like Aisha, scholar, inspire. Modern movements push education, influenced by global trade. Jainism. In India's plains, Jains see women as capable of liberation, but strict rules like celibacy limit nun roles in some sects. Geography's trading hubs gave women business roles. Judaism. Middle East's deserts stressed survival, so early texts have women like Esther as heroes, but laws focused on family purity. In diaspora to Europe cities, women kept traditions alive during migrations. Modern Israel with mixed geography has women in army and rabbis and reform branches. Culture. Shabbat Sabbath, lighting by women ties to home. Shintoism. Japan's islands have women as shamans, miko, in shrines tied to nature goddesses. Geography's disasters need community, so women heal and preserve. Sikhism. Sikhs emphasize equality. Guru Nanak said women and men are equal. Punjab's farms need everyone's work, so women farm, fight as in warrior stories, and lead gurdwaras. No veils or separation, langar shows unity. Bhai fertile lands promote equality. Taoism similar to Confucianism, with yin-yang balance seeing women as essential, influenced by rivers and mountains. Overall, geography isolates or connects, affecting women's power. Deserts might limit, rivers empower. But today with travel, women challenge old norms across faiths. In India, women lead temples. In Middle East, activists fight for rights. Religion can empower, many women find strength in faith communities. Bhai, it's evolving, but geography's mark remains.